as I believe it was Hamwell, or no, pardon me, it uh, was Old Spice who was unable to get that shatter off there at the end, but that really good stall coming out from Road Warriors, just able to hold that, buy time, and then enough time to build up that Bob from Moon. Moon just kind of threw that out, and with Bob contesting the point and putting in a ton of damage with no healers there from Fire Nation, Road Warriors were just able to win that on the back of spawn advantage.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was there were multiple times that the Road Warriors only had one person on point, and just the ability to stay alive for the seconds that it needs to get back from spawn just really won them the ending fight there, and apparently the map.
Yeah, for sure. I think there was some really good play there, and we see kind of just the spawns coming into play, and especially with those overtime spawns and how far away the attackers spawn. I think it's just that like Fire Nation was not able to capitalize enough on their picks. The defenders just able to keep trickling out stall cart, and looks
Yeah,
like we've got
definitely.
ourselves a real competitive series on our hand, and we're
Gonna
gonna
be
go
very.
to a quick break here before we head back into map 3.
Bye.
here we are. Welcome back. Map, I believe this is map 3 here, tied up at 1 between the Fire Nation and Road Warriors, and we're going to what seems to be everybody's favorite map, and I expect will be a pretty popular pick here for Hybrid. We are heading to King's Row. What are you expecting to see here, Dolphin?
I'm expecting classic old Ryan Zarya, and I really hope we get to see. It looks like we're not going to get to see the mirror matchup, but I really enjoy Ryan Zarya on this map just because there's not a place that Zarya can't get very easily, and you can just beam down people with 100 energy and just walk straight in.
For sure, this has always been kind of a traditional Reinhardt map. It does look like we will see Mim flexing away from that Roadhog, pulling out the Sigma. And once again, we've got the Hanzo Genji coming out, but this time not the Bab Zen, so a little bit less shield pressure. Fire Nation have opted for the Brig Moira, and it looks like Road Warriors are going full brawl. We've got the Moira Lucio with the Mei and a Reaper. So we get things
They get
going.
one chance at this, they get to roll them over, or the Genji gets bladed, and they're just going to get bladed.
Shrew is on a flank, but a good wall here early on, and with the speed boost, Road Warriors get right in, and down goes Hamel. Hamel's the first one to fall. In a little bit of trouble. Chrono does find caps lock, but Kreia has gone down as well, and Shrew looking in some trouble, and he will fall to Envy. Chrono in the back line, Moon will pressure him, with Blue Jay stealing the final blow. Mim comes back in, Old Spice from downtown will pick him off, and it looks like once Tishu gets cleaned up, it looks like this will be the first point going the way of Road Warriors.
Drew tried to go on a flank there, it didn't pay off because they just rotated away with Speed and Moira. You're not catching that, and you're just not going to get any value.
An early trade of supports here as both Kreia and Capslock went down, but Old Spice will also find Hamwell, and it looks like on the back of it with the Mei, it looks like Road Warriors might be able to take quite a bit of space here, although Fire Nation are still kind of posturing at this first corner. We'll see if they get punished without the Reinhardt.
Here comes the Shatter.
Old Spice does drop Shatter, knocks down 2, but Colonel will find Lumbridge and Envy. Old Spice takes down Mim as well. 4v4, Capslock will beam down Chrono, and it looks like Road Warriors will be able to continue to just kind of advance here, as True will have to dash back to safety.
That was a great commit of Shatter, just to keep that space, keep being able to push forward, get all of the space of second point, and just be able to defend on this corner.
Yeah, really nice kind of like tempo Shatter. Shrew will pull the blade here with Road Warriors a little bit split, but Capslock will just be able to pull him down with the Biotic Grasp. Hamel drops a Shatter, doesn't find anything here. As, you know, Fire Nation continues to commit ults, even down a player. As Old Spice and Lumbridge are taking up their ults, and Envy has his. Mim will pull out the Gridic Flux. It's a big one, but Blue Jay does have the beat. Chrono finds Old Spice, but Moon takes him down in return. And here comes the Blizzard from Envy. We'll freeze up 3. We'll see if they're able to convert it. Down goes Hamwell and Kreia. And it looks like, with Mim falling as well, it looks like Road Warriors will take second point as well. Tifu will just stall out here a little bit, but I think that's all it's going to be. It's just going to buy some time, and quite the time bank here for Road Warriors. 5 minutes and 20 seconds for third point.
That was a great trade of ults there. The Flux comes out, then Blue Jay drops the beat, and so Envy throws the Blizzard just to seal up the fight. That was classic, just trading of ults from the Road Warriors, and it was very measured, very to the point. Now they have a huge ult bank to go into this next couple fights.
For sure. Both tank ults, and Mim goes down early to Blue Jay. Hamel frozen up, but he will get unfrozen just in time. Moon goes into backline with the Death Blossom, doesn't find anything, and actually Shrew will take him down before throwing out the Bob. Good knockback from Blue Jay. Will let this cart keep pushing. Hamel drops the Shatter. We'll find Envy, I believe, but we'll get taken down by Lumbridge, and Old Spice finds Kreia. Flanking Deadeye from Chrono will only find 1 though. And Cole comes out from Tifu. Will they be able to push? And it looks like that will force the Road Warriors back. Moon does take down Chrono, and there's only a couple members standing from Fire Nation. So, you know, if Road Warriors do push quickly, they could have a little bit of a player advantage here. So as Chrono has swapped over onto that Hanzo, Lumbridge still holding onto the Graviton Surge here.
Very unfortunate that Moon didn't get anything with the... Oh, here comes the grab.
Early Graviton from downtown. Mim, though, has found Envy, but Moon and Caps Lock will answer back. Chrono finds pick, the Lumbridge finds a third, and a Shatter for good measure will take down Tfue. Chrono trying to make himself scarce, but he will get chased down, and it looks like this may be third point capped here with the Blizzard and the Sound Barrier. Sound Barrier will answer the Flux from Mim, and you know, we do have Fire Nation coming out. The emergency Bastion from Chrono. Hamwell finds Caps Lock. That's a good start, but Kreia goes down to Lumbridge. Blizzard comes out here on point. Shrew finds Blue Jay. Lumbridge takes down Chrono, but Shrew has found another on Lumbridge. 3 frozen up here, and there's just 3 alive on the side of Fire Nation, but Mim will find Old Spice, and back by the coalescence of Tfue. It looks like Fire Nation will stabilize here. Just Moon and Envy here left on the point, and they will get cleaned up.
I think that Bastion was a great pick from Chrono, just because as soon as you bring it out, the other team has to play amazingly defensive, else you just get beamed down with huge amounts of damage, and else you just focus down the Bastion, but it takes still a lot of resources to focus down that Bastion.
Yeah, a little bit of shades of Zephyr, but a huge shatter in here from Old Spice, but Shrew has found Lumbridge, and they're not actually able to convert anything, as Hamel will find Old Spice, and the rally coming up from Kreia too. Perhaps not completely necessary, as Road Warriors had already started backing out, but even though Old Spice hit a huge shatter, knocked down 4, they weren't actually able to commit anything. You know, Hamwell didn't get knocked down, and the shield was just there in the way.
I think it also didn't help that Lumbridge didn't have amazingly high energy. He probably looked at like 20-30% and just wasn't able to beam down any target.
Yeah, Shrew coming up on a tire here. This could be big. And Shrew will find Old Spice, and Kreia finds Blue Jay, and it looks like this looks like another fight win for the Fire Nation, and they don't even have to invest anything. They'll hold on to this Gravitic Flux, they'll hold on to the Riptire, and Tfue coming up on another Coalescence. Even though Road Warriors are starting to bank some results, and they've got the Graviton Surge coming. This is looking to be a little bit of a tougher push here with just a minute 41.
It's going to be really hard with the unanswerable Flux.
Graviton Surge will come out, won't come anything, but the Flux comes out, and Shrew and Chrono have already found 2 apiece, and that looks like this will just be cleanup here for Fire Nation. Lumbridge unable to escape. And once again, still, Shrew's holding on to this Riptire, and now Chrono has built Bob, Hamel's built Shatter, and this is looking like it could be a hold here on third point for Fire Nation once again.
It looked like, hopefully Shrew uses this really early. He looks like he's going to get it off here. I think he's just waiting for the call from his team.
On the flank, and he has been unscouted. Here it comes. Oh, Envy with a nice snipe. Will take down the tire. Doesn't find anything. Old Spice takes down Hamwell. Opening pick here. Shrew will find Caps Lock, but Moon gets another. Old Spice drops the Shatter. Bob comes out from Chrono, but it is knocked back, and the skill feed is still very red in the favor of Road Warriors. Envy does wall up the Bob, but Bob is still contesting behind that wall, as Moon and Chrono have a little duel on the high ground that Moon will eventually win out. Hamwell has gone over to the Wrecking Ball, perhaps Saul. Shrew does find Moon. He's on a flank here. Will he find another? A lot of low health members, but Envy has this Blizzard to try and close it out. Out it comes, and Shrew goes down, but he will take Old Spice down from behind the grave. Blizzard doesn't really hit anybody, just kind of zones away Fire Nation. And the rally comes out from Kreia. Kreia will whip shot Lumbridge off the map. It's a huge pickoff here. B comes in from Blue Jay, only finds 3 though, and it's looking like stabilization here. Kreia will block the stun at the Coalescence. Hamel knocks off Envy, and this is looking like this will be a third point hold here. And Shrew with the tire just for good measure. And right at the end of third point, Fire Nation will stabilize.
That, for all intents and purposes, is the end of third point. You're not going to get much better than getting all the way there, besides getting the extra minute if you do particularly cap. But if you're already there, if you've taken that far, you're gonna.
Yeah, it was a really nice defense there, especially on third point coming out. Some nice swaps towards the end there from the side of Fire Nation as it was what, 5.5 minutes going into third point for the side of Road Warriors, and they're just not able to win that fight cleanly enough to close out the map.
Yeah, they were definitely able to come together, and as some comp teams may say, you're a third point team, and you're just gonna be able to stall, and make sure they don't get to take the point. Do you think we're gonna see the? I'm not gonna call it cheesy, but do you think we're gonna see the great strategy from the Fire
Fire,
Nation that you just
Fire Nation
didn't strat up
is
and
teasing
bash
is
them?
teasing this. I would love to see this teleporting Bastion Sigma. You know, you drop them on top of that Sacha Mandata. Yes, arguably it's a little bit. You can call it a little bit cheesy, but it can be a really fast way to break open that first point, and you know it's so tough to defend, especially when you know like the Road Warriors are running around Zarya. They
I think
don't
we're
have
gonna
a
be able to
lot that
see
can
it.
really access that high ground up on top of the statue, and it looks like they are rolling out with it. There's the TP, Mim up top with True on the Bastion. Really nice job here from the side of Road Warriors of just kind of kiting around it. But Shrew is still up here, and he's got the shield from Mim, but Hamel goes down, Old Spice as well, but Envy
Even
and Chrono will go down. We've got an even fight, 4v4 here, but Shrew's still on the Bastion sitting up top with the damages from the Mercy, and he will take down Lumbridge with Mim sitting on point.
spawn advantages here are gonna really help out the Fire Nation just because they can come back very quickly and roll over the Road Warriors, especially coming back on the Rhine. You're just gonna be back so much faster, especially with that charge going around that bus.
Yeah, I mean, Shrew just kind of sat up on that high ground unchallenged, and Road Warriors were unable to peek that. Although it does look like nobody from the Road Warriors got the far spawn, so they will be able to try and hold close here if they want. Chrono has switched over from the Symmetra onto the Hanzo. Shrew has set himself up on the payload, and we've got a little bit of a pirate ship coming here. And Fire Nation will push this cart forward to this first corner here, and it looks like the Road Warriors are just going to have to play a little bit defensive against Sebastian. Wall comes up here, attempted wall, but Old Spice will be the first to fall to Shrew. Hamel slept, but Kreia finds Moon. And behind Shrew on the Bastion with the damage boost from Tifu, it looks like Fire Nation will just kind of continue to roll this. Both teams setting blisteringly fast times through the first 2 points. Looks like Fire Nation may even set a faster time. So we'll see if you know, Road Warriors are able to make any adjustments here to hold on third. They are coming up on some big ultimates here, which can really kind of disrupt the Bastion comp, particularly like the Blizzard and the Graviton Surge. But Shrew just lasering down Old Spice. Old Spice just not able to keep his shield up versus all that damage coming from the Bastion, and almost 6 minutes here on the clock for the side of Fire Nation.
I think Old Spice just, especially around the 2 last corners, hasn't been committed to getting to that Bastion. The one around Bookstore, he just sort of backed off and let the Bastion shoot his team, and instead of just going straight in and sacrificing his life, but also getting his team entirely in.
Valkyrie out early from Tifu. Mim with the Gravitic Flux. Kreia's already found Old Spice. Shrew finds 2 at the Bastion ult. Lumbridge
3.
throws in the Graviton Surge, but it looks like Shrew will just be cleaning that up, and Road Warriors really not having much of an answer to that Bastion. Shrew finding 3 with the configuration tank, which is an ultimate, you know, we don't always see used just because it's so difficult to try and find value out of it. But Shrew's able to find 3 kills out of that, and you know, Fire Nation just kind of rolled through that, and Road Warriors weren't able to really find an answer to the Bastion.
Yeah, I mean, you really have to. Bastion is a huge group effort. It's just you have to have the team, you have to have everyone, and you have to be committed to killing that Bastion. And if one person isn't committed to killing it, it just goes out the window, and the Bastion is just going to roll through you. And I think the leading fight on this one was definitely the Bookstore fight, where Old Spice took that one jump back, and that was enough to just break his entire team because it broke his shield, it broke, and then he got instantly deleted, and then his team just got instantly deleted from the Bastion.
So would you have liked to have seen Road Warriors perhaps play more aggressive, especially kind of with that speed boost and push into the Bastion, especially around that corner and kind of surround him? Or what do you think they should have done there to
Yeah, I
kind of
mean,
try and break that?
aiming gets really hard when you're close up. And I mean, yes, he has a lot of damage, and yes, he has a team, but you don't do that much damage to a Bastion from far range. You can't equalize that Bastion, or you can't equalize that damage output. Like, unless you have a Hanzo or a Widow or an Ashe to really go flank around, or even a Pharah Junk, you just can't equalize the damage the Bastion puts out. So you have to, if you're going to stay on the Moira Lucia or the Moira Ana, you have to just speed into them and hope for the best, really, and just everyone focus the Bastion or everyone focus someone who's keeping them up, like a Mercy or a BAP, and you just take them down and then go for the Bastion. And I think it's really just not aggressing hard enough and not committing to killing it. Yes, your resources are down. Yes, you don't have a lot of health, but you still have used them to get this far. You might consider it's a sunken cost fallacy, but no. You have to go. You have to commit. And I think they just didn't do that.
Can you repeat that in English for me?
No, I
Sorry.
can't. I'm sorry.
No, for sure. I think Road Warriors just were almost kind of a little bit too passive, gave Shrew's Bastion a little bit too much respect, and Shrew just said, "Oh, you're gonna give me space to just kind of shoot down on a lane? I will take it," and just was able to mow them down. We'll see. We'll see if Road Warriors are able to pull it back and force a map 5 here, or if Fire Nation will be able to close it out on map 4. And I think we're gonna go to a short break here before we come back to see map 4. Welcome back, everybody. As we head into map 4 here, we will be on Volskaya Industries with Road Warriors looking to tie it up and force map 5, and Fire Nation looking to close out the series here. What are you expecting to see based on what we've seen so far in the series here, Dolphin?
I'm expecting Mim on either Hog or Sigma, and so that sort of just puts them into the Rhine Hog or the Rhine Sig matchup. And I'm gonna expect the Road Warriors to just pull out either a Rhine Zarya or just maybe even double shield, but probably just Rhine Zarya on this map because you just need to hard push into the point, and you can't really do that with double shield very easily. It
Are
looks
you
like they're gonna have a Pharah and a Doomfist, so it's gonna be an interesting matchup to see if Shrew can take care of that Pharah.
Road Warriors are on attack, so they could just be trolling us. I was gonna say, are you
True.
surprised that we haven't really seen any Orisa, despite Mim pulling out the Sigma? Hamel's been running the Reinhardt and hasn't opted into the Orisa to run the double shield, the classic double shield.
I think the halt changes are just too hard to work with, and it limits how much damage you could actually take, along with the armor changes. It just makes it way too hard to exist.
We see the Sim Reaper coming out here, but immediately it will be Fire Nation cleaning up with Chrono and Shrew cleaning up here, as Road Warriors tried to TP and take away that high ground on top of the bunker, but it was met immediately there and with not much success.
The Road Warrior Fire Nation created a great crossfire. Shrew just walked out one way, Chrono just jumped to the other, and just created this huge crossfire on a very specific point. And they just all shot at the TP, and that was it.
And it looks like we have a pause here. I'm not quite sure what's going on. But I think also there was a really nice actually coach gun there from Shrew. Because it seemed like as soon as Caps Lock went through that TP, Caps Lock got sent straight back off the high ground. And that just made her really picky. Because Diana on her own kind of can't really do much, especially the enemy team. What do you think about running this Sim Reaper comp here?
It's definitely a comp I would push for my team just because Sim is great at elos that you need organization, and it gets 6 people to go exactly one spot, and that type of organization is unheard of. So just getting 6 people to take that telly and get into the enemy team is amazing. And so especially with a Reaper, you just push into the enemy team, sit on top of them, and just jump in their face.
What do you think about Caps Lock being on out here? The last couple maps, when Road Warriors have opted for this kind of brawl style, they've typically paired it with a Moira, but instead we've got Caps Lock being Ana.
Personally, I think Caps Lock got bored and it's just like, I want to play Ana, so play Ana. I'm not, as an Ana main, that's something I would do, so I very much see that happening. But Ana does have a great potential with the nades, and if you're attacking, you really want to get those picks. And Moira doesn't really help you get those picks. Ana is very good at solidifying those kills, and as soon as basically, if you purple your the enemy Reinhardt and your Reaper just walks up to them, there's nothing the enemy team can do, and so that might be why they're.
We are hopping back into game here. We will see Moon transition over onto the McCree, no longer on the Reaper, but they are sticking through this with the Symmetra. They will try the TP again to the high ground. Caps Lock will fall again, does land a purple. Let's play takes down Shrew, but Moon and Envy have fallen, so there's no DPS on the side of Road Warriors, and Hamel and Mim are free to just kind of push forward, especially with Kreia at their back. And once again, Fire Nation doesn't really seem like they're all that disturbed by Road Warriors trying to do this TP strat again.
They're off the sim.
Yeah, Envy will go over to the Mei here.
Yeah, I think taking Caps Locks out of the fight here for both of those fights just means you have no healing, and that's just really hard to deal with.
No healing certainly does hurt. Hamel finds 2 early. Moon and Old Spice will find picks, but Chrono takes down Old Spice with the Dragon, and will take down Caps Lock as well. And once again, this will be a hold here. You know, Road Warriors just can't quite seem to get in cleanly. They got a really nice wall off there in the Bionade, but they just weren't able to convert there.
I mean, it really helped that Hamill just was able to swing through the enemy team and just immediately get 2. I think if that didn't happen, then I think this fight changes. That fight.
Yeah. Big dynamite in there for Shrew, and Shrew has the Bob early. Will drop the Bob, Hamill will drop the Shatter as well. Doesn't find anything, but it doesn't matter here as Fire Nation have already found 3 picks. Moon is unable to escape. We'll see if Caps Lock will be able to. Looks like Caps Lock will just barely be able to get out alive. And Caps Lock has managed to build this nano boost, but they are going into double support ults and Mim with the Gravitic Flux.
That was an amazing Bob by Shrew. Just Hamill got a little caught out, a little just incorrectly positioned, and Shrew just immediately threw in the Bob, gave him that second target to focus down, and it wasn't the Reinhardt, and just bailed him out so hard. Huge shot.
Old Spice will knock down Mim, and Mim will die while trying to pull off the Gravitic Flux. The Nano Lucio once again. Blue Jay will drop in the beat, and Old Spice and Blue Jay have found kills. True will take down Caps Lock, and Kreia finds another. True finds a second off the back of that dynamite, but with Envy and Old Spice here, with just Shrew left, it looks like this will be a take here for the side of Road Warriors. True perhaps trying to buy a little bit of time. He does once again manage to run down Old Spice. Will get the Bob. The Bob is off point and is not contesting, but has bought enough time. Hamwell and Mim are back. Moon pulls out the high noon, doesn't find anything. True's Bob will actually take down Blue Jay. Hamwell finds Envy and Tifu finds Moon. The Fire Nation are turning this around. Chrono takes down Miko as well, and it's just Caps Lock left who will fall to Mim. And amazingly, it seems like Fire Nation are going to get a first point hold here. It seemed like when it was just Old Spice and Envy that versus just Shrew, it seemed like that was going to be enough for Road Warriors to take that point.
I think Shrew played that very well. You could see that he was coming up on Bob at the very end. He just needed to hit a dynamite, and he hit it. He got it on the Mei, and he was able to just walk in, punch the Ryan, and get the Bob off. And that's all he needed to stall the point. Even though Bob wasn't on the point, it forced him to be defensive enough just to get his team to come back.
And now Fire Nation, you know, they've set the marker. They know what they need. They just need 52.3% here on first point. Just shy of 2 ticks. And, you know, Road Warriors, they don't have much to play with here. If they want to force them at 5, they have to play this almost perfectly here. Interestingly, we do see Envy on the Symmetra, and it looks like looks like they're rolling out of spawn on the Symmetra. So it seems like Envy will be playing the Symmetra. What do you think of this pick?
Be a similar strat to why you play Mercy on first point holds, because you need that res. And so they might be figuring out that if you have those spawns coming back, it's close to equalizing that spawn advantage, and so you can just keep winning those scrappy fights. And a pick on first point doesn't mean as much.
For sure. There are definitely also some nice spots you can put the Symmetra turrets that are very difficult for attackers to deal with as they come in, particularly if the enemy team is running a Reinhardt. Although Mim is on the Sigma, which should give them a little bit of an advantage. Shrew back on this Genji here, and interestingly, we see a Moira Batiste coming out here for Fire Nation.
This is definitely a healing-based comp. You want to keep everyone alive and get all the way in.
Chrono will find an early pick on Envy. Immortality field out from Kreia. Will keep Hamill alive. He's under a lot of pressure. Moon will find Hamill and takes down Shrew as well. And it looks like Road Warriors will be able to stabilize here. Miko trying to chase down Chrono, who manages to escape on quite literally what I think was 1 health there. And there is a stabilization here from Road Warriors. And Shrew, with perhaps what could be the most important ult here on this attack, the Blade, wasn't able to really find much. Just 30% built up.
Yeah, that's definitely their point take win con, and if he can get a good Blade, and if he can get multiple in this attack, he can definitely win the point for them.
Miko finds Mim, but Chrono answers back with a pick on Blue Jay. Moon will find Shrew, and Miko takes down Hamwell, and Caps Lock invest the coalescence here. And that's sort of just the way it goes on defense. Is you're forced to invest ults, but Fire Nation is starting to bank ults. They've got double support ult. Chrono has this Dragon Strike that can push the Road Warriors back, and they're coming up on Hamel's Shatter as well. Shrew getting
They're getting very
closer and
close.
closer to Blade.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think the Cole might have been an overinvestment, but then again, it's Cole. Is it really an overinvestment? Probably not.
Oh, that's actually a really nice Metro Wall from Envy, but Hamel will find him with the Fire Strike, and Mim finds Old Spice. Dragon Strike comes through. Mim finds Caps Lock as well. Hamel will pin on Blue Jay. Bob is out here from Moon, but I don't know if it's enough. Mim pulls out the Flux. Chrono will take down Moon's Bob, and Hamel will take down Moon himself. And with all 6 alive, this looks like it will be the Fire Nation closing out their series here, 3-1 on Volskaya.
I think that was a great strategy from the Fire Nation, just to build all 6 ults and use them in one push. You only need 50%, you just need to win the point cleanly, and that's all they did. They just built their ults, used it all together, and just wiped the team. And even if they used 1 ult per person, totally acceptable. You just keep stacking that advantage, and there's nothing that enemy team can do.
Yeah, it was almost a really nice sim wall from Envy there to block off Krea's amplification matrix, so they didn't actually get anything out of that Baptiste ult, but falling immediately after to the Fire Strike, and then it was just too many ults from Fire Nation, and the Road Warriors just weren't able to stand up to that pressure.
Yeah.
A very competitive first match.
I saw Mim Flux a Bob, so I think they didn't need all of the ults. But then again, they had
better to use it than to die with it. And that was a very competitive match for the first side. The Fire Nation will, I'm sure, happily take that win, but I think definitely a lot of things to be happy with on the side of Road Warriors, even though they didn't end up winning. They were very competitive through the first 2 maps, and they weren't super far off on either of King's Row or Volskaya.
Yeah, definitely. I've just been reading chat. I'm sorry. It was pretty funny. But yeah, Fire Nation definitely pulled this out. It was very Shu definitely came alive at the end there, and not per se in this match, or not in this map, but definitely throughout the series was I would say a great driving force to bring home a lot of those fight wins. And Mim with his amazing flags on Hog, just being able to be where he needed and just getting those hooks off on very important targets, I would say really did help, even though as much as I pain to say it, he was playing Hog, but I think he did very well.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. I think Mim and True with some standout performances on the side of Fire Nation. Old Spice and Moon definitely trying their best to will the Road Warriors to victory there, but just unfortunately not quite able to pull it out there.
Yeah, I think Caps Lock and Blue Jay definitely. I'm not really sure how many times Blue Jay got boostioed, but it was definitely a couple times too many. I think it would be better off on Old Spice and just getting him to be able to swing hard into the enemy team. But I think Caps Lock had a really. There was a couple really good purples, and I think they should be really proud of the ability to get those purples in. It's really hard, especially with a lot of shields around. I personally really don't like double shield just for that reason, where I can't get those juicy nades to help my team pull out that easy fight win.
Yeah, for sure. I think, if the Road Warriors could just clean that up a little bit and just clean up some of their ult management, I think they could be another strong team here in the Miners division. That's been our game here between Fire Nation and Road Warriors. I hope everyone enjoyed this cast with me and Dolphin, and shout out to Copy Dog for being our producer here along for the ride. If you enjoyed that, be on the lookout for more Owlet action all weekend long, and you can head over to the Owlet Twitch channel and YouTube to catch more great matches. Thanks everyone, and good night.